Hey friends, welcome back to my channel and thanks so much for watching. Today I am doing a very long overdue Q&A video while I'm getting ready. I have a little bit of sass under my skin today. I just actually finished answering all the questions and I was like, oh girl, you sassy today. But you guys submitted so many good questions, so thank you for that. If you are new here, go ahead and click the subscribe button below. I would love to have you guys join the fam. I put up 3 videos a week, and you can also follow my husband and I on our vlog channel if you want a little bit more real life content there. You can also follow me on Instagram, all the things, but let's go ahead and get started. All right, hair is pulled back. Beauty blenders are here, and I am going to show you guys my unnecessarily ridiculously long pre-makeup routine, but it is something I do every day, so it's a part of the routine, so that's why we're including it. First, I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness Moisturizer. Actually, I'm going to do this real quick, and then I'll start answering questions, because I do focus a little bit here. So I use that every day under my makeup. It goes on because it really helps reduce redness, and then I go in with the BioBare Vitamin C, B, E, and ferulic acid serum, I think is what that said. I don't know how to quite say that word, but this is great for anti-aging. Doesn't smell the best, but what it does to your skin, you start to like the way it smells, because you know it's so good for your skin. So I don't think I can link this exact tool for you guys. I'll link one similar, I think, from Amazon. This is an EcoTools brand. I bought it in store. I don't know why it's so hard to find online. This helps with puffiness. I use it on my cheeks every day, just over my skin. Then I go in with the eye cream. Pretty sure I'm doing this all back-asswards, but it's okay. And then I use the Fenty Skin sunscreen. This is my favorite because it doesn't make my skin oily. It doesn't make it look too cakey. It's really, really good. Whew, that rosacea. Rosacea is intense. And then lastly, I go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This isn't a necessary step, but I want my makeup to last me all day and look pretty flawless, because I am going to be taking some pictures here in a minute, so need it to look good. All right, while I kind of let that seep into my skin for a second, we will go ahead and start with questions. So the first one is, what inspired you to become a YouTuber? Love watching your videos and stories. Thank you so much. So I actually started my blog first. My YouTube channel came about 5 days later, the summer after I graduated college. And all of college, I constantly got comments on my outfits. People were like, oh my gosh, I just love the way your outfit looks. I love your makeup. I love your hair. And I was actually following a lot of influencers and then using their style kind of as my inspo. And then I was like, you know what? Why not I do this? Like, I really like fashion. I really like talking about it. I really love, I've always been one of those girls. People would be like, oh, I love your shoes. I'd be like, oh girl, Walmart, you can get it for 25 bucks. They have all kinds of colors, all kinds of sales going on. So I've always really liked doing that. So that's kind of what fueled starting my blog. And then my blog, actually, I wanted to do YouTube first, but the blog came first. And about 5 days after I launched it, a girl asked me to do my makeup routine. And I was like, I feel like that would be better on YouTube. Why don't I just make a YouTube channel? And then slowly it turned into a fashion channel, which is ultimately what I love the most, is to talk about fashion, because I love it so much. It's just super fun for me. So that's kind of what started, as just I was getting inspo from other influencers and people were complimenting my outfits, and then I started kind of trying to share details and just kind of grew from there. Which one do I want? This one. No. I don't. Let's do this one. No. Yeah, we're gonna do this one. So this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I have so many favorite foundations because I feel like even drugstore brands now have really stepped it up. So I'm gonna use this because, again, I just really, really want that flawless finish today. And honestly, the Bye Bye Foundation gives you that flawless finish, but I feel like this is one that, this is just an OG favorite. And I use the color Shell when I'm not tan, and Fresco when I am tan. All right, so the question is, what are you currently reading / learning about? So I'm currently reading Quench. I talked about it, I think, in maybe my February favorites video. I have started since I just kind of wanted to put my health, first in 2021. I started kind of reading up on certain things, and I ran across the book Quench, and on the front it said 8 glasses a day is not the way, and that immediately caught my attention. So it just talks about, the Art of Optimum Hydration, and I believe it's called the Quench Program. I recommend that anybody read that if you are in a constant state of hydration. Hold on, I can't talk while I do this. And also, like, you can truly heal your body through just being hydrated. And so I read that book and I'm almost done with it. It is amazing. There are so many things I just had no idea that like hydration really made a difference with. And also, like, there are ways that I didn't know you can get hydrated, like through spinach leaves. Like, I just had no idea. That was always something I thought, like, you know, it was healthy and you could get iron from it, but I never knew that like sticking that in a smoothie could really help your hydration. So I recommend reading that for sure. It's really, really informative. Again, I'm not all the way done with it just because I have been kind of slack lately. When I just get in bed, I want to go to bed, but that one I have right now, and I'm actually going to read How Not to Die next. I know that sounds like such a dramatic title, but I ran across that one too, and it talks about how certain foods can help cure, but mainly prevent certain diseases. And you know, I just feel like I'm at the age of my life. I'll be 26 in 2 weeks from today when I'm actually filming this. And it's just, you know, it's no longer something I can ignore that, you know, I'm getting older and health matters. It needs to be put, you know, in the front part of my life. And so that's kind of why I've been on that topic lately. So this is actually my wedding day combo. This is a little bit too light, but I used Estee Lauder Double Wear with the Tarte Shape Tape. I actually need to get some more, but I'm going to start out with contouring. I'm using the KKW Beauty contour sticks. I find that I like contouring more first because I feel like it's easier to correct if you make a mistake with your contour with concealer after. And these contour sticks are so good. Thank you so much, baby.
Dude.
Best. Love you so much.
Green tea?
Yep. Thank you. Can you guys see that? Ah, that is hot. All right, how do you plan your videos and do you have a schedule for them? So yes and no. So I sit down about, I'd say every 6 weeks or so and give a rough plan to my videos. But I know that, you know, they obviously could change. I could come up with a different idea that I think is better, but I do put up videos on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and so I do need to have stuff planned ahead of time. As far as like planning, I think it just goes like I am a fashion YouTuber, and so I look into videos like that I'm getting requests for certain companies. Like a lot of people want like Walmart hauls, so I'll do a Walmart haul. If I get a lot of requests all of a sudden for Target stuff, I'll do a Target haul. But as far as like planning it, that's really it. I look at analytics of past videos and kind of see where my channel can grow, what you guys really like the most, and that's just kind of really how I plan out my content. And as far as just scheduling goes, I like to have everything done at least a day in advance. So yeah, I mean, it's a Saturday when I'm filming this. This video will go live tomorrow. So that's kind of how I like schedule mine. But about every 6 weeks I sit down and I just kind of like dig into my channel analytics and see what's going on. Someone once asked me also, they said, how do you like not ever run out of content? And I was telling her, and you know, it's funny enough, now I think she's also an influencer. I went to high school with her, but I think that actually she is an influencer now. And she said, how do you not run out of content? And I said, well, you know, I do my makeup routine right now for you guys. A year from now, I may not use the same products, so I need to do an updated routine. So like, yes, you may do the same thing over and over again, but it's different every single time. And like, you do a Walmart haul in the spring, you do a Walmart haul again, you know, a few weeks later, they've rolled out different stuff. So that's kind of how I'm able to just keep going and doing videos, is because things are, you know, constantly changing, and you gotta change with it. How do you keep your matte makeup to not look cakey? So that routine that I did before is actually a great way to not make it look cakey. I know that that is a lot of product and it probably seems like it would make it look cakey, but it doesn't. That's what I do every day. I think the Beauty Blender is like queen, keeping stuff from not looking cakey. And even if a product is full coverage, like this looks so like a lot of product right now, I barely dab. So like there's not a ton of product on my skin, but also I have very oily skin. So I feel like even when my oil does kind of peek through, because my routine is so matte, it doesn't look it. And I just realized I forgot to do the one most important step to my makeup. Dadgummit! So what I usually do is I'll dab my foundation all over my face, and then I'll spray it with a setting spray. Since I haven't put any powder on, I will still do it because it actually does make a difference. I'll just do it right now without my concealer on. That's a little TikTok hack I learned though. This is the MAC Fix Plus I think this is, I don't know what color this one is. This is the bronze light color. I don't know why it makes such a difference, but it does. Like doing this while you still have the liquid on your face rather than like a powder, it makes such a difference. We're gonna be blending for the next like 30 minutes, so I'm gonna get going with another question. What would your mid-20s self tell your early 20, late teens self? Girl, it's all gonna be okay. I saw, you know how like you can get memories on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and it will like tell you, you know, this picture was taken 5 years ago today or whatever. I remember, so a picture popped up on my feed, and I remember when I posted that picture, I was like praising Sam because I was like, oh my God, I'm just so grateful I have him because he reminds me that everything's gonna be okay. And that was 4 years ago, like to the day, that I remember I had such a freak out, almost like true full-blown panic attack, because I was in college and I was the only girl in my class who did not have a job lined up. And I was just like, I just don't know if I'm gonna be successful. And I truly remember like I was at the lowest of low, and I was just like, it's so bad. You know, I thought I had to have it all figured out, that nothing was gonna fall into place. So if I could tell that young, I think I was like 21. I mean, I'm only 25 now, but there has been a lot of change in my life since then. Girl, it's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna work out. God has big old plans for you that are so much better than you can even imagine. I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer right here, and I can't tell if you guys can see it on your camera, but it looks like in the viewfinder, like I have this highlight right here, and I don't know where it came from, but I'm about it. So I don't see it here. I saw this yesterday and it cracked me up. Random question, but why is your ceiling fan always on? So this is something I didn't realize. I guess she follows my vlog channel. So I was like, honey, why is our ceiling fan always on? Like I didn't notice that. And then I remembered, like he told me, so our house is very old, like surprisingly old. And so the heating and air in this house just is very, very terrible. And so the house doesn't have a lot of like, the air doesn't flow through the house very well. And so if you keep the fan off, the air doesn't circulate through the house evenly. So that's why like literally always there are all ceiling fans on in our house. But just so you guys know, which is like such a crazy thing, I actually have told them like I want to watch it be done. So when we are renters right now, and when we move out of this house, we are actually the last people that will ever live in this house. It is being torn down because this house, like, you know how you can go in and remodel a house and people will be like, oh, it has good bones, and so we're just gonna remodel it. This house does not have good bones. It has brittle, broken, falling apart bones, and a lot of that came to light when we did have our small house fire last October, when we were looking at the wiring, and we had, you know, electricians out here and they were looking at this and that. It really was like, oh, this house it's got maybe 3 more years before it just really starts to like just fall apart. This old house is just got poor circulation of air and heat. So that's why the ceiling fan's always on. What are some tips for beginners with YouTube? What have you learned through your process? So honestly, this is like one of the most boring topics to talk about, which is why I really don't talk about it that much. I've had people reach out to me on Instagram and they say, you know, oh, they don't want to share their tips. And I haven't really found that that's the case. I think a lot of times like fashion bloggers, fashion YouTubers, it's not something we really enjoy talking about. There are bloggers and YouTubers out there who their whole goal is to teach you guys how to do the influencing thing. And so I've always just kind of said, you know, I recommend just getting on YouTube and looking up a few people and taking some advice from them. And one thing I also want to say is don't ever take advice about growth from someone who has a very, very, very small following. I know that that's like harsh, but if they have a very, very small following and they're telling you that they have all the tips on how to grow, why haven't they grown? There's a lot that goes into it, but I really don't enjoy talking about the topic. But I will say that the tips I have for beginners with YouTube is just show up and be consistent. That is how it worked for me. I fell into the trap of taking the courses and the classes, and what worked for me, what is still working for me, and I would say I have relatively slow growth, is I show up and I'm consistent. I have posted 3 videos a week, every week since I started my YouTube channel, except for maybe 4 weeks total. There's probably been only 4 weeks when I didn't post 1 video. I think the only week that I consecutively did not post any videos was the week of my honeymoon. I posted 3 videos the week of my wedding. Like, I just show up and I'm consistent, and that's what has worked for me. So that's kind of my advice. And what I've learned through the process is that this is a lot of work, and no matter how much you work, people are still gonna think that you have the cushiest job in the world and you don't do anything and you just collect all this money and call it a day. That's the biggest thing I've learned, because it's still like a new job. Whenever you do decide to have kids, do you think you will still want to continue doing YouTube? Absolutely. So my husband and I have a vlog channel. You know, we just love vlogging there. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder now. But yeah, no, I will for sure continue to do YouTube once I have kids. You know, Sam and I have kind of talked about it. We will, you know, film our kids to the point that we feel comfortable with. Obviously, we're not gonna share everything. I having been on YouTube, have learned the art of a little bit of privacy that I didn't understand it before. I used to see other YouTubers and be like, why are you keeping that private? And then I'm on this side of it, I'm like, I get it. You just want some privacy. So we will share our children for sure. I will still be on YouTube, but it will be different, obviously, because I will have kids. I will still stick to fashion. I won't just do mom stuff. But we'll vlog them until, if ever a time they look at us and say, you know, I don't want to be on the vlog channel anymore, we'll be like, okay, then you don't have to be. And that will be that. I can't, as of right now in my life, cannot see ever not doing YouTube. It brings me so much joy. I love connecting with you guys. It is such a fun job. So yeah, I will always do YouTube. Kids, no matter what happens. And by the way, I did put a disclaimer, but I do want to thank you guys for not asking when I'm gonna have children. Like, I did put that under the Q&A box, but that is such a loaded question, and I know that so often people ask that. Even coming from a good place, like, the reason I'm so defensive about when people ask me about when I'm gonna have kids, and I'm like so quick to tell someone that is such a rude question, is because I am a child of infertile parents. They were told for many, many years that they couldn't have kids, and my oldest sibling turned 28 last month. My youngest sibling turned 24 a couple days ago, and you can still hear the pain in their voice when they talk about it to this very day. So like, you just never know what someone's going through, what they're walking through. And so yeah, I have never, like, I don't have any infertility issues that I'm aware of. I don't know, I haven't really checked. But thank you for not asking me when I'm going to have children, because it's such a wrong question. Like, so many times people say it with such good intentions, but you just don't know what someone's going through. So can we normalize not asking that question, please? How do you curl or wave your hair? I do have a video up on how I do it with a curling iron, and I have a video up on how I do it with a Dyson. Do you have a cleaning routine? If so, give us a quick run through it. Oh Lord. I used to have a cleaning routine, and now I just like clean whenever the house is dirty, which is always. I probably need to find a better balance about that, but I am someone who, the longer that time goes, the more I realize I'm someone who I would rather have a load of laundry going every day for 5 days, just one load of laundry, fully wash it, dry it, fold it, put it away. I would rather do one load of laundry every day for 5 days than do 5 loads of laundry in 1 day. Does that make sense? So I have found that I also am someone, I'm using the Laura Mercier matte bronzing powder now in the number 2. So I've also found that I enjoy doing that with cleaning too. So I like to get up super, super early in the morning. I think it would shock people when I actually wake up. And I will lock the Eufy in our bedroom. And so I let it just kind of go in there because it can go under the bed, which is where like bulk of the animal hair is in our house, is just under stuff. So I'll lock the Eufy in our bedroom, I'll make the bed, I'll do all that stuff. While that's going, I will vacuum the rest of the house, kind of wipe down the counter, start a load of laundry, you know, just clean anything that really needs to be cleaned. And then on the weekends, I will do like my sheets. The bathroom will get cleaned on the weekend. I think the bigger stuff gets cleaned on the weekend, like things that you don't necessarily think of, like deep cleaning, you know, pulling out the dining room chairs and like all that stuff. And like wiping them down with animal hair, like that happens on the weekends. But as far as like day to day goes, I really just lock the Eufy in my bedroom, make my bed, kind of wipe all the surfaces down in there. And then while the Eufy's going in my bedroom, I use my handheld Eufy and vacuum the rest of the house, kind of get it a little bit straightened up. So yeah, tell me in the comment section below, are you someone who would rather do 5 loads of laundry in 1 day or 1 load of laundry for 5 days? My husband is a 5 loads of laundry in 1 day, and that's like my version of torture. Someone literally had the audacity to ask me how much money I make. Like, that is not an okay question. Why do people think that because this is a newer job that they like don't? Would you ask your pharmacist friend that? Would you ask your nurse friend that? Would you ask your teacher friend that? Don't ask me that. It's rude. It's so rude. Even just being like, oh, I'm curious. Okay, well, I'm curious how much pharmacists make too, but I don't ask them. Jeez, people. So next one is, how do you handle hate comments or rude people? I have very thick skin, and I feel like that has helped me a lot. The best thing I ever heard was, you know, hurt people hurt people. And that's true. And it hit me when I heard that. I was like, you know what? That's so true. Someone's not going to comment. No one's going to go out of their time and comment on a video and be so aggressively hateful towards me if they don't have something that they're walking through in their own life. Does that make it okay? No. But it makes me feel a little bit better, and it impacts me a little bit less. I grew up hearing this one quote, and I kind of had forgotten about it until I was reading a Rachel Hollis book a couple months back, and it was the statement that someone else's opinion of you is none of your business. Even if they tell you that what their opinion is of you, it's none of your business. Who cares? And so that's kind of how I handle it. But I do want to say, like, every time I mention hate comments, there's always one person who is rude and tells me that I just need to ignore it and not talk about it. And like, they kind of get an attitude of me and be like, sheesh, why don't you just forget about it? Why don't you just ignore it? It's so unnecessary to bring attention to it. And I'm like, oh my God, Karen, you're so right. I can't believe I never thought about just not letting it bother me. Thank you. Let me be very clear. I will never stop talking about things that are important, things that need to end, things that need to change. For instance, internet trolls and hate being one of them. 2021, I don't know how that's still a thing, but there are internet trolls out there, and they are worse now than they've probably ever been. And if you are someone who wants people to be silent about issues, then you are part of the problem. I said what I said, and I'm not sorry about it. And there's also people who are like, you signed up for this. No, honey. You are part of the problem too. That's not a thing. I will never stop talking about things that are important, things that need to end, things that need to change. And internet trolls in all forms are unacceptable. I am a human. Like, don't speak to me like that. If you wouldn't walk up to me on the street and say it, don't type it behind your keyboard. It actually makes me more mad when people try to tell me that I shouldn't bring attention to and like kind of almost defend people who leave hate comments. Like, that makes me more mad. Yeah, hurt people, and that's that. Okay, so up to this point, I have done my foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, everything, and it has taken a freaking long time because I'm just chatty Cathy in this video. So now I'm gonna move on to my eyeshadow, and I have been loving this palette lately. I got this around Christmas time, and it was like covered up by some other palettes, and so when I pulled it out the other day, I was like, God, that just makes the most gorgeous look. So this is the Bobbi Brown Modern Symphony palette, and one color broke. That's literally an empty pan. I dropped it like a couple days after I had it, and that was one of the most gorgeous colors in the palette, and I broke it. So I've been using this full palette to make my eye looks lately. Are you and Sam planning on buying a house anytime soon? Is it bad to say I really hoped that someone asked this question? So we actually are. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. So we are in the very early stages. But we are not planning on just buying, we are planning on building a house. Hopefully it gets going by like summertime. Sam and I really kind of always knew we wanted to build a house. Since I'm an interior designer, that was always something I like knew I would never be able to buy an already existing home. I would have to build new because I just have such a preference about certain things. So yeah, we always knew we wanted to build, and then when we had our house fire in October, I think it just, even though they fixed all of the issues in this house, you never really feel as safe as you once did in your home. And so we really sat down and kind of looked at our finances, and we were like, so you mean that we can afford a house we've always wanted and we just haven't bought it yet? What is wrong with us? So this year we actually started the process of getting the ball rolling. We have a house plan picked out. We have our builder picked out. We're just waiting now on the accountant to finish up my business taxes and then our personal taxes so that we can take those to a bank and request a loan. We are going to shop around for loans because I hear that is like, truthfully, if you just tell a bank like, hey, I'm looking at a couple other places, you know, you get good rates that way. And so I don't know how long that process is going to take. I've never bought a house before. We rent currently. So I'm not quite sure when the trigger will be pulled, but we are ready. We've got our deposit, we have got our builder, our home plan, everything. We just kind of are waiting on other people's paperwork now. And as soon as all of that is set in stone, as soon as my name is signed on a dotted line, we will tell you guys. And I am so freaking excited to build a home with Sam. I'm so excited to, like, honestly be out of this house, because I just, even to this day, I don't feel that safe when the wind is blowing too hard, because the house fire just really is a little bit traumatizing. So yeah, we are hoping that by summer we have a house completely started, and I am so excited. We both are, but I think me more than him, because I'm a designer, and so I like basically exist for that. Where is your favorite place to get clothes? So this was actually, I saw this one yesterday and I was like, that is a good question. So this is honestly a loaded question, because I feel like it changes a lot. If I was gonna go with a place to get individual pieces, like just like basics, where I always kind of go to first, I would say H&M, because they just like, they really have my style there. But if I'm looking for a place that has everything, like if I could only shop at one place for the rest of my life, it would either be Target or Walmart, because they have everything. They've got jeans, they've got basics, they've got cute stuff, they've got, you know, just everything. I'm still gonna go with H&M. I think H&M is my favorite place to shop for clothes, but I actually haven't done an H&M haul in a long time. I need to do one of those. What is your skincare routine? So I actually have a video coming on this in the next couple weeks. I have been slack about sharing this because I love skincare, and so I feel like I'm always like adding new things to my skincare routine. So in a couple weeks, I'm gonna share a video similar to what I did the other day, where I shared all of my skincare products. It's gonna be a long video, I am sure, because skincare is one of my favorite things to talk about, but it is coming, I promise. I hear you. I always love to add things, and then I'm like, crap, I was gonna share things, and I don't want to share this because I haven't used it long enough yet. I don't want to put my seal of approval on it, but it is on the calendar for March. Can't remember the day, but I know it's coming sometime this month. And I promise I really look like a raccoon right now, but it's all going to even out. What are Doug's favorite treats? Looking for new things for my lab, Sammy. Oh my God, that's such a cute name. I can't remember the ones that he likes the most, so I'll just put a picture up on the screen right here. They're in this orange bottle, and they help their coat so much. Like, he was itching for a really long time, and we took him to the vet, and they were like, no, he doesn't have fleas, he probably just has dry skin. And they of course recommended like medicine, and I was like, I just don't know if like medicine is really the best alternative. Like, let me try some other things. So I actually found these on Amazon, and hit like complete 180 of his scratching. He doesn't scratch at all anymore, and he loves the taste of these, and he has a fairly sensitive stomach, and those don't bother him at all. Those are without a doubt his favorite, and I love that they can also help like his coat too. What made you decide to take your husband's name? Honestly, it was never something I questioned. Like, even when I was younger, I think I always knew I was not meant to be a Cooper forever. Even, like, I knew I would get married, but I knew I didn't want to stay a Cooper, not for any particular reason. I have friends who their parents told them they would be taking their spouse's name. Like, they straight up said, you will change your name. And so some people feel like it's still an old school kind of thing. Like, I think that's why their parents were very adamant that they changed their names. But my parents really didn't put any pressure on me. Actually, after I changed my name, my dad looked at me and he was like, so what's your name now? Like, what's your full name? And so I was Moriah Jordan Cooper. I am now Moriah Cooper Robinson. So what made me want to just take his name is I just think I always felt like, just always wanted to take like my husband's name. I always knew I wanted to be something other than Cooper. Well, I don't truly think you have to. I'm not that traditional in that sense. I just liked the idea of having his name. And I've now said that like 3 times in a bunch of different ways, but yeah, I also really liked hearing my name for a long time. Like, it took so long for me to see Moriah Robinson and be like, oh my God, that's me. And even now I still see it sometimes. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. But I'm getting to the point where if I see Moriah Cooper, I'm like, who? Oh, that's me. That's me. That used to be me. You're calling my name. Thank you. Like, the other day I was at Panera and someone said Moriah Cooper and I was like, oh, that's me. That's me. That's me. Thank you. Now that the eyes are finished up, I'm gonna put blush on. This is the L'Oreal Paris Blush Please. I really feel like the viewfinder just makes my makeup look more intense than it is, because when I'm editing, usually I don't feel like it looks super crazy. But right now I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my God, this is a little aggressive. How come you rarely use MAC makeup? Honestly, no particular reason. I just have never gravitated towards that brand. I know they have amazing products. Like for instance, actually I use this one. I have this powder. It's a Studio Matte Fix powder. Something I learned from Emily Gimma is after you put all your powder products on, before you really put any highlighter on, go in one more time and put like a pressed powder over everything, and it really just like blends your look in together really nicely. So I'll use this, but yeah, I mean, there's no hate against MAC. I think they have really great products. I have a lot of MAC lip products. It's not something I seem to gravitate towards. Someone said, yeah. Okay. No. Do you still use your Dyson Airwrap every single day in some way or another? So I use the Dyson Airwrap, like I used it today. Today was hair wash day, so I use it to blow dry my hair. Sometimes I'll use it to style. Today I used it to blow dry my hair, and then I used the straightening thing to like really like tone down the frizz. And then sometimes I'll use the curl attachments, sometimes I won't. I'll just use a curling iron. But no, I mean, I use it every single day. Even when I'm not washing my hair, I actually will I'll spray dry shampoo in my hair. I'll use the hair dryer attachment. Or if my hair is super, super flat, I will use it to boost up my roots. But I do have to be careful because I use dry shampoo. And I have found that my dry shampoo is kind of getting caked up on the Dyson. So I did have to kind of pull that head out and kind of clean it the other day, and it was not easy, it was not fun. So I'm just gonna have to be careful about using that round brush attachment when I have dry shampoo in my hair. But no, I use that thing. If I don't use it every day, I use it at least 5 days a week. I think I'm gonna use my e.l.f. brow pencil today. I love this brow pencil. You're getting close to being done with the makeup. It's taken me a hot minute to do this. When it's okay to travel again, where would you like to go? The freaking beach, y'all. I miss the beach so much. So Sam and I actually have a beach trip planned later in the year, a few months away. A significant amount of time, enough that we truly believe that by then, honestly, COVID vaccines might even be opened up to people, but we are traveling to the beach. We are so ready. The resort we're staying at, they require a negative COVID test 24 hours prior to going. I believe they test you when you get there, and you have to get one before you leave. And we'll make the call at the last second, ultimately, if it's not still safe to go, if they open the resort back up to full capacity. Certain things will come into play whether or not we decide if we really should go. But as of now, I just want to go to the beach so bad. Y'all, I miss the beach more than anything. It was hard for me last year. I generally like spring and summer, especially because we get to hang out with our friends a lot, but we didn't get to see our friends a lot last summer, and we didn't go to the lake. We didn't go to the beach. We didn't do things that we normally do. And I told Sam, I feel like we just skipped spring and summer altogether last year. I feel like we just went straight from February to December, and it was rough. So, the beach. Next place you want to travel after Corona, the beach. What's the favorite part of what you do? Is connecting with you guys. I genuinely did not realize how much I loved just connecting with people until I took this job, because social media connects us to people all over the world. And so before I was in social media, I was not really about it. And so, I had connected with people through social media, that I went to school with, that I went to high school with, and that was really it. So once I kind of opened up my horizons to social media, I got to connect with so many people all over the world, and it has been amazing. You learn so much. I feel like it grounds you in a way. You also get angry sometimes because people can be buttholes, but you know what? It's okay, because 99.99% of the people that I come in contact with are genuinely good-hearted, loving, caring people. And I cannot explain it enough. You girls are the best thing about my job. The best thing. My phone keeps locking. Do you have a job? No, I sit around and eat bonbons all day and paint my nails. Yes, I have a job. Workout and food update. This was a big one. So many questions were this. So I don't know. I might do an updated video. I probably will just do it on my vlog channel. I don't know. I don't love update videos, especially about something like working out, because I feel like I'm regurgitating the same information to you guys over and over again. I think I did 3 videos about my Morganite engagement ring, update videos, and I said the same thing in every single video. And after the last one, I was like, I'm not making any more videos. I'm not gonna keep making videos to say the same thing over and over again. So that's kind of how I feel about the working out updates. updates because I filmed a video, it was last year, I can't remember when, maybe like September, October, and it was a fitness update, and honestly every single thing in that video is exactly the same to this day. I do the same program, I use the same app to count calories. The only difference now is that I eat more calories, and because I want to build more muscle mass, and then I've gained a lot more weight back. Like I've gained back, I think at that time I was like 15 pounds down from my starting weight, and now I'm only 6 pounds down from my starting weight, but there is so much more muscle mass. That is literally the only difference. And so I don't really want to do a full video just to say the same thing if nothing's really changed. And I don't talk about how many calories I eat because what I eat may not be good for everybody, and so that's kind of that. Food update, I did do a what I eat in a day on my channel, I think, recently. All right, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo. This color is Girl Next Door. This color is Chic Freak. You guys, I love this highlighter. This is the prettiest highlighter I own. My brother is getting married in May, and I am a bridesmaid in that wedding, and the colors are like blush pink, and I am for sure doing like a blush pink look on my eyes, and I am totally taking this highlighter. Like I don't even care what my eye is like. I don't even know what my eye look's gonna look like, but I know I'm taking this highlighter. What's your favorite restaurant in Greenville? So I get a lot of requests about this too. I think people think that I live in like downtown Greenville, and I don't. I really don't go to downtown Greenville, especially since the pandemic. If I had to pick a favorite, I would say Murasaki Sushi. It's in downtown, like on that main strip. But yeah, I mean, I don't go downtown a lot as far as like Greenville goes. I mean, there's a lot of chains, but Murasaki, and I actually think Murasaki is a chain too. It's my favorite place in Greenville. All right, I'm gonna use clear brow gel. And I don't think I've said this yet, but everything I'm like using in this video, it's gonna be linked below, and it's gonna be, I'll have colors and stuff down in the description bar because I kind of suck at sharing that while I'm doing my makeup and doing a Q&A. I get super talkative. I forget the important stuff. Okay, what else do we got here? Let me curl my lashes because I cannot do that and talk at the same time. So the two lash products I'm going to be using are the Lancome CILS Booster XL for the primer, and then the Essence Lash Princess mascara for the regular mascara, and this is my favorite combo of life. What are your must-have items? So I actually did a video called Products Worth the Hype, and I would honestly say that all of those were my must-haves. I can't remember off the top of my head the ones I talked about, but I remember them all sitting in front of me, and I was like, oh, I use every single one of these every single day? Okay, yeah, so go check out that video. I cannot remember what they were. I know one of them was the Dyson Airwrap, one of them was that It Cosmetics cream. I think one of them was my Apple Watch too. What home decor tips do you have? Honestly, I know this sounds crazy. I actually don't have a ton of home decor tips because residential design was my version of like a slow torture. When I was in design school, I thought for sure I was gonna be a residential designer. It's so funny. So we all had our favorites in school. Like the class, you weren't required to pick commercial design or residential design. They taught you both. And I remember like half the class was really interested in commercial design and the other half was interested in only residential, and we all flopped. I ended up absolutely despising residential design with everything that I was, and one of my friends who was like strictly interested in commercial is now the most kick-ass interior designer in Charleston. I believe she's still in Charleston. She is a kick-ass designer. I like look at her stuff on Instagram stories and I'm like, what? You liked commercial design? You are like, she is phenomenal. So honestly, as far as home decor tips have, like, don't worry about being trendy. Do what makes you happy. Like I see people all over Instagram and they're like, shiplap is overdone. But you know what? If shiplap makes you happy, baby, then you put shiplap in your house. And apart from that, I mean, honestly, the only thing I have is don't be afraid to like go for it. I kid you not when I say, and people are probably gonna like gag when they hear this, you mark my words, I will have at least 2 walls painted black in my house when we build it. At least 2. If I have it my way, there will be more than that, but I love a good bold design. And when I am building the house from the ground up, it's gonna be done my way. So that probably didn't really help you much, but that's what I got there. Someone asked, what are my long-term career goals? I think I've shared this with you guys before, but I would have loved to have a nail polish line one day. I would love, 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 love to have my own company, TBD. Don't know why I keep saying that today. I'm gonna use a little bit more of this mascara because I think it's drying up, just to really top it off. This is the Revlon So Fierce Big Bad Lash. But honestly, Sam and I have talked about this extensively. What would make me so happy is if we actually had a bunch of rental properties that we like owned and maintained, because like it's just like, I didn't like residential design, but I still love like the building process of homes and maintaining homes. As far as like putting curtains and pillows in places, makes me want to gag. I don't like it. I don't like doing it. So long term, I don't know. I mean, I feel like there are so many job opportunities and like you can change your career if you just like one day don't want to do that anymore. Like I know people who have been grown ass adults and have completely changed their careers. My first residential boss had done like multiple things, like full blown careers, like had like 10-year careers in these different fields. And then ultimately when she got like 50, I think is when she decided when she wanted to be a decorator. So yeah, I don't quite know what all I want to do, but I know that I want to do YouTube for like ever because I just love it so much. Okay, I have talked a lot in this video, so I feel like that is it. I'm going to put my lip color on now and then I'm gonna call it a day. I've loved this lip combo lately. This is the Charlotte Tilbury lip pencil in the color Pillow Talk, and this is the MAC lipstick in the color Blankety. It really like makes these eyes pop because the eyes have kind of a mauvey purple tone to them. I feel like I did my makeup so slow today, and I can usually like slap this on in like 15 minutes. Okay friends, and that is it for today's video. Thank you so much to all of you who submitted your questions. I just really love connecting with you guys. It's just such a joy that I get to come here to film videos and just talk to you guys. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to go below and click the subscribe button if you're new here. I love you guys so much, and I hope that I see you in my next video.